welcome friends. Welcome to another video by Basics of Python series by the Urdu IT Academy. So today we are going to learn about while loop. So let's get started. So these loops allow us to repeat a block of code multiple times based on a condition, which means if you want to print something continuously, for an example, so instead of writing the print statement continuously, one below the other, what you can do is that you can add it inside a loop. Okay. So whatever you want to do continuously, whichever code you want to do multiple times continuously, instead of writing them again and again, you can use a loop. Okay. So these loops will execute as long as the condition is true. Okay. Or based on a particular condition. Okay. So in Python, we have mainly two types of loops, while loop and for loop. The while loop will repeat the code as long as the condition is true, and when the condition becomes false, it will stop. Whereas the for loop, it will repeat at a fixed number of time. Also, the for loop can iterate over a sequence like list, string, etc. Okay, we will be learning all of that. So today we are going to discuss about the while loop. A while loop is a loop which will repeat the block of code as long as its condition is true. And you can see the syntax of the while loop. Here, we have to write while and the condition. So as long as this condition or the text expression is true, the computer will go inside the while loop and it will execute the body of the while. After executing, after executing, it will come back again and to check if the condition is still true. If it is still true, again it is come inside, again it will go inside the while loop, execute all the body inside. Again, it will go up to check if the condition is again true. So this thing will keep on happen until the condition become false. And whenever the condition is becoming false, it will come out of the while loop. Right? Let's see an example here. All right. So here, what I'm going to do is that we need to first write the while loop. While. So remember, Python is a case-sensitive language, so you have to write while in small letter. So while followed by the condition. So we can even simply type true. So after typing true, remember, we need the colon. Okay. Now, in the next line, you can add all those codes which you want to repeat. I'm just simply adding a print hello world. Okay. So here you can see there is a space between this print. So this space, we call it as indentation, just like in the if block. So the space indentation is mandatory because that space is telling the computer that this print statement, this line is inside the while loop. If you skip the space, you will get an error. And the first line without the space indentation tells the computer the end of the while loop. All right. Now I'm going to run the code. You can see here it's keep on printing the hello world. See, it's keep on printing because it is a forever loop. It's kind of like a forever loop because true means true is always true, right? So the while condition is always true. So the blocks inside the while loop will execute continuously without stopping, just like forever. So because of this reason, whenever you're writing a condition, always make sure the condition should go false after some time. After some execution, it should go false. Otherwise, it can lead into a forever loop. For example, I am writing a condition. We can also add while false, okay? If it is false, then the computer will not go inside the while loop. You can see there is no output. It's empty, right? Yeah. Similarly, we can what we can do is that we can write the conditions like, for example, I have a variable, maybe I equal to 0. And I'm writing a condition while I less than 5. So as long as I is less than 5, it is going to print the hello world. Let's check. You can see again it's going to be a forever loop. But why? Because what happens now here? First, computer know that I is 0. I is a variable and 0 is a value inside the I. Now computer will come to the next line while condition. It's a while condition and the condition is I less than 5. So now 0, I is 0, so 0 less than 5. That's true, right? So the computer will go inside the while loop and it is printing the first hello world. After printing the first hello world, what happens is that computer will again go up to check the condition if it is still true. Again, I is 0, 0 less than 5 is true. So the next hello world will be printing. Again, we'll go up and check if the condition is true. 0 less than 5 is still true. So what happens is that I is always 0 and 0 is always less than 5. So the condition is always true. So in this case also, this is going to be a forever loop. So the program will keep on executing without stopping. All right. So whenever you're writing the condition, you have to make sure that after some time, the condition should go false. Otherwise, it can lead into a infinite loop. All right. So here, I is less than 5, 0 is less than 5, that's true. So after printing, I'm changing the value of I, which means I equal to I plus 1. All right. So currently the value of I is 0. Let's see the output first. You can see it's printing hello world total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Okay. Now how is it working? Initially the value of I is 0. The computer is checking if 0 I less than 5, which means 0 less than 5. That's true, right? So it is printing the first hello world. Clear? It will print the first hello world because 0 less than 5 is true. After that, I becomes I plus 1, which means that now the value of I is 1. Not 0, it is now 1. Then computer is going here to check the condition one more time. 1 less than 5, that is true. So it is printing the second hello world. After that, I becomes I plus 1, which means I is now 1, 1 plus 1, I becomes 2. Again, going up to check the condition 2 less than 5 is still correct. So we'll go inside the while loop and print the next hello world. Okay. After that, I becomes 3, 2 plus 1, 3. We are going up again. 3 less than 5 is correct. So we are printing the next hello world. Okay. Now I becomes 3 plus 1, 4. We are going up to check the condition again. 4 less than 5 is correct. So it going inside the while loop, we are printing hello world, which means the last hello world is printed. Now after that, I becomes 4 plus 1, 5. Now the value of I, remember now the value of I is 5. So going up here, 5 less than 5. That's wrong, right? Because 5 is not less than 5. 5 is equal to 5. So in that case, since it is wrong, it will be coming down here. There is no more code, so the program finishes. Okay. If you want, we can add a line outside the while loop, which means here. Without the space, we can add a line outside while. So whenever we are running it, it will print the first 5 hello world. After that, when the condition 5 less than 5 becomes wrong, it will come out of the while loop and it is printing outside while. Okay. Yeah, I hope it's clear. Now let's create another program. Maybe we can create a program to print numbers from 1 to 10. So for that, maybe I have a variable, maybe n. N is equal to 1 because I want the numbers to start from 1. Now I'm adding a while loop while n less than 10. Okay. So if we are adding a condition like n less than 10, it will print 1, 2, 3 up to 9 only. Because whenever n becomes 10, 10 less than 10, that condition will become false, right? So to avoid that problem, I am adding n less than equal to 10, which means as long as the n is smaller than or equal to 10, this while loop condition becomes true. Inside that, first, I'm printing the n, which means a number. All right. After printing n, I want to increase the value of n. Otherwise, what happens now? You can see here, it is only going to print 1. See? Unlimited ones. It's going to be a forever loop because 1 is always less than equal to 10. So to avoid that problem, after printing the n, we have to change the value of n, which means n equal to n plus 1. After printing the value of n, the value of n should be incremented by 1, which means n equal to n plus 1. Now let's see. You can see here the output from 1 to 10. Okay. Now, how this code is working? First, initially, the value of n is 1, right? So, computer is checking 1, less than equal to 10. N less than equal to 10 means 1 less than equal to 10. That is true. So we are printing the n, which means the first one is printed. After that, n becomes n plus 1, which means the value of n becomes 1 plus 1, 2. Okay. So now the value of n is 2. So after that, we are going up here to check the condition again. Now n is now 2. So 2 less than 10, that is also correct, right? So here we are going inside the while loop, we are printing the number 2. After that, n becomes 2 plus 1, 3. Again, we are going up to check the condition. While 3 less than equal to 10, that's also correct. So we are printing 3. Then n becomes n plus 1, which means the value of n is now 4. So we are checking, going up, we are checking 4 less than equal to 10. That's also correct. So we are printing the next number 4. So these things will keep on happen. Okay, until maybe, let's see, suppose the value of n is now 9. Okay, so if it is 9, the last condition, 9 less than equal to 10. That's also true, right? So if 9 less than or also equal to 10, if it is true, so we are printing 9. We'll be printing 9. After that, n becomes n plus 1, which means n becomes 9 plus 1, 10. And then we are going up here. Whenever we are checking 10 less than equal to 10, that's also correct, right? So we'll be printing the we'll go inside the while loop and we are going to print the last number 10. After that, n becomes 11. So whenever we are going up, we are checking if 11 less than equal to 10, which is absolutely wrong, right? So in that case, and whenever the condition becomes wrong, it will be coming out of the while loop. Clear? So remember, the computer will check the condition. If it is true, it will go inside the condition. After that, after executing the lines inside the while loop, it will again go up to check the condition. So this thing will keep on happen until the condition become false. Clear? So here we can make a modification. Here I'm going to print the numbers from 1 to 10, right? Instead of that, I can ask the user to type the starting number and to type the limit. Okay? Which means instead of the n, I can ask the user int input, enter starting number. So the user will be typing a number. In the next line, I'm creating a variable last equal to int input, yeah, enter the last number. Right? So after that, here the condition we want to change, we need to start from the first number n. N is correct, starting from the n less than equal to 10. Instead of 10 here, we need to write the last variable last, which means as long as the first number n is less than the last number, this program will be executing. I mean, the while loop condition becomes true. So whenever I'm running it, you can see it's asking me to type a starting number. Maybe I'm typing 5. The last number, maybe I'm typing 9. So you can see it's starting from 5 up to 9. Clear? Now, I hope it's clear. Now, there can be an error happen. For example, whenever we are running it, I'm typing the starting number as 100. Sorry, not here. I'm typing the starting number 100 and the last number I'm typing a smaller number 5. In that case, you can see 100 less than equal to 5 is wrong, right? So it will not go inside the while loop and the program finishes there itself. So that's it. But the computer will check the condition only if the condition is correct, which means only if the n is less than equal to last number, then only the program will execute. All right. Now let's try another program. Let's see how we can print even numbers from even numbers up to a limit starting from 2. So I'm adding a command, maybe even numbers, so that you can easily understand. This program is to print the even numbers. Maybe I'm going to start from I. Since it is even number, I'm starting from 2. I equal to 2. Now I'm going to ask the user to enter the limit. I mean the last number. We need the limit, right? So maybe I'm going to create a variable limit itself. That will be much better. Limit equal to int input, enter the limit, right? Now, I'm adding a while loop. I want to print all the even numbers starting from this 2 up to the limit. So I'm adding while I is the starting number, less than, equal to, limit. As long as it is smaller than and equal to limit, I'm going to print I, right? So here, printing I means it is going to print the number 2 because the value of I is 2. So here you can see it's even number, which means after printing 2, you want to print the number 4, right? After printing 2, you have to print the number 4, which means you have to increase the I plus not 1, you have to increment it by 2. Then only the next number becomes 4, right? So here, whenever you're running the code, you can see it is asking us to type the limit. Maybe I'm typing 14. You can see it's printing from 2 to 14. Okay. Now, how is it working? Initially, you can see the value of I is 2, right? So we are checking 2 less than equal to limit, which means we are checking 2 less than equal to 14. That is true, right? So it will print the I, which means it is going to print the 2. After that, I becomes I plus 2, which means 2 is changed to 4. 4 less than equal to 14 is also correct. So it is going inside the while loop. It is printing 4. Then I becomes 4 plus 2, 6. So it will check 6 less than equal to 14. That's also correct. So it will print the, go inside the while loop, print 6. Then I becomes 6 plus 2, 8. Like that, it will keep on execute. And whenever the I becomes 14, 14 less than equal to limit is whenever I is 14, 14 less than equal to 14 because the limit is also 14, right? That's also true. So it will print the last number 14. After that, I becomes 14 plus 2, 16. Okay, then whenever we are coming up and checking if for 16 less than equal to 14, which is wrong, so the program will stop there itself. Okay, I hope it's clear. This is a program to print even numbers from 2 up to a limit. Clear? Now let's try one last code. Now here we are just printing numbers or we are printing hello world, a word, something like that. Here what I'm going to do is that instead of printing the numbers up to a limit or printing the, instead of printing the numbers, I'm going to find the sum of the numbers. For example, I'm going to create a program to find sum of numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. Now let's see how we can do it. So initially we need a variable I and you can give any name. So it's starting from 1. We need a while loop while I less than equal to 10. As long as I is smaller than or equal to 10. I don't want to print I, okay? I only want to find the sum. So we need one more variable sum. So I'm adding one more variable sum equal to 0. Initially sum is 0. Now inside the while loop, I'm adding sum equal to sum plus I, which means if the condition is true, we are adding sum is equal to sum is already 0, 0 plus I is now 1, so the value of sum is now 1. Okay. After that, we need to increase the value of I is now 1. Next time, in the next execution, it should be changed to 2, right? So we have to add I equal to I plus 1. Clear? Let's run the code first and see how it is working. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to print it. So we have to print it outside the while loop, okay? Otherwise, what happens is that in all the execution, it will print. We don't want that. Sum of numbers from 1 to 10 is, okay, the variable sum. Let's see how it will work. You can see sum of numbers from 1 to 10 is 55. Okay. Maybe instead of 1 to 10, maybe we can try the 1 to 5 so that we can calculate it easier. So I'm adding 1 to 5. Yep, let's try. You can see, oh yeah, we have to change it here also. You can see sum of numbers from 1 to 5 is 15 because 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 15. That's correct. Okay. Now, remember this print statement should be outside the while loop. Otherwise, what happens if you accidentally add it inside? You can see it's going to print 5 times. Sorry, yeah. In all the execution, it is going to print 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 6. That's wrong, right? We don't want it to be happen. So, add it here. Okay. So now what happened? How this code is working? Initially, you can see we have a variable I, right? The I value of I is now in the computer memory. We have a variable I. The value of I is now 1. Okay. Now we have another variable sum, and the value of sum is initially in the computer memory. It's 0, and we are checking a condition while I less than equal to 5. I is now 1, so 1 less than equal to 5. That's true, right? So it is going inside the while loop, and it's now sum becomes sum plus I. Sum is now 0. 0 plus 1. 0 plus 1 is now 1. So after the first execution, the value of sum becomes 1. After that, I equal to I plus 1. I is now 1. 1 plus 1 is now 2. So after the first execution, value of I is 2 and sum is 1. Right? Now we are going up here to check the second condition. Maybe for the second condition, I'm just changing the color. All right. So in the second condition, we are checking the condition 2 less than equal to 5. That's still correct. So going inside the while loop, sum equal to sum plus I. Sum is now 1. 1 plus I is now 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So the value of I is 3 and I equal to I plus 1. The value of I is now 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. Alright. So after the second execution, both the I and sum values are 3. Now after that, computer is going up to check the condition again. Now in the third execution, we are checking the condition. I is now 3. So 3 less than equal to 5. That's true. So we are going inside the while loop. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is now 3. 3 plus I is now 3. So the value of I will be changed to 6. Okay, 3 plus 3 is 6. And sum is equal to, I equal to I plus 1. I is now 3. So 3 plus 1 is now 4. So after the after this execution, I becomes 4 and sum becomes 6. Clear? After that, the computer will go up to, After that, the computer will go up to check the condition one more time. And this time, sum is sum plus I. Sum is now 6. 6 plus I. 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay. So here, I'm going to type the sum is equal to, sum becomes 10. Now the value of I. I is now 4. So 4 plus 1, I becomes 5. Okay. Now after that, we are going to check the condition again. I forgot to write the 4 less than 5. Okay. I think, yeah, 4 less than 5. I think I forgot to write it. That's also true. Yeah. Now in the next execution, okay, maybe I'm changing the color, this one. In the next execution, we are checking I less than equal to 5. I is now 5. So I'm checking 5 less than equal to 5. That's all, 5 less than equal to 5. That's also true. So going inside, sum is now 10. So sum plus I, 10 plus 5, the value of sum becomes 15. Okay. After that, I equal to I plus 1. I is now 5. I plus 1, 5 plus 1 becomes 6. All right. Now computer will go up to check the next condition here. In this execution, the condition becomes while 6 less than equal to 5. Actually, 6 less than 5 is wrong. So the computer will stop the code and it will be coming down here to print the answer. It is going to print sum of numbers from 1 to 5 is sum. Sum means 15. Clear? This is how this code is working. So remember all these programs which I have done in this in this video series. You can find it in our Urdu IT Academy GitHub page, right? So I'm going to give you 2 assignments which you can try to improve your while loop skills. So there are 2 assignments. First one is a program to print odd numbers in a given range, which means you have to ask the user, you need a variable to start the number. I mean, like num equal to or I equal to odd number. Since it is odd number, which means you have to start from 1 equal to 1. After that, here in the question, they are asking you to print the odd numbers in a given range. Maybe you can ask the user to enter a number as a limit. So limit equal to input, enter the limit. Then you have to print the numbers, odd numbers from 1 to that limit, up to that limit. You can try. And the next question is to write a program to print the sum of even numbers in a given range. So in this video, I have showed you how to find the sum of, numbers from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. So instead of that, here you want to find the sum of even numbers, only the even numbers in a given range. So if you want to do that, you need to figure it out how to print the even numbers in a given range. After that, instead of printing the even numbers, just find the sum. All right. So the answers for this assignment you can find in our next video. Till then, see you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bye. Have a nice day.